Hey, sorry, been a while. Finals week, you know how that is. But anyway, I thought I'd come back to talk about my favorite fictional character of all time. No need to beat around the bush, you saw the thumbnail. I'm talking about Spider-Man. Now, I know I use that word a lot, favorite, but if you didn't believe it any of those other times I used the word, I want you to believe it now because this character is without a doubt the GOAT. There is nothing more heroic than putting your life on the line for people you don't even know, but that's not unique to Spider-Man. What is unique to Spider-Man is this classic 9 to 5. Spider-Man is the only character that willingly suffers in all aspects of his life because he decides to do the right thing. Batman is a power fantasy, Superman is literally God, but Spider-Man is a curse with brief moments of reprieve. Now, I'm not finna lie, there's another movie I feel embodies the spirit of Spider-Man better, but I thought it only right to talk about the movie I first saw that made me fall in love with this character, and that movie is, of course,
Swell. Oh, where'd he go?
Spectacular, 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 spectacular.
Okay, I'm going to start with the obvious just to get out the way. The soundtrack is some of the best ever crafted for a superhero movie, and it is the best ever crafted for a Spider-Man project. I don't know what Danny Elfman put in this soundtrack, but I know he had to have traded his soul for it because this shit is straight heat. The cinematography is insane. All of these reflection thingies, I don't even know what to call it, but they're awesome. And the choreography, oh my god, the choreography is absolutely bonkers. These fights are so goddamn creative, and the swinging feels like as intense as it should be. You're Spider-Man soaring through the streets of New York on a thread. It should be intense instead of whatever this is.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
Spider-Man 2 is filled to the brim with so much creative touch from Sam Raimi that I think there's a debate to be had that it is the most artistically driven superhero film of all time. From the set design, soundtrack, cinematography, I think this movie is a masterpiece, but I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw this movie, I didn't like it. I was probably like 5 years old, so my only expectations for this movie was that there should be twice as much Spider-Man. That's what the 2 means. So imagine my surprise when I find out we have to follow normal man Peter Parker instead. Roger Ebert is an American film critic whose opinions may as well be written on stone tablets, and he gave the perfect description for this movie. He described it as heroically human. And that's what this movie is. Like I mentioned earlier, Peter Parker is cursed by Spider-Man. He can't keep a job, he can't do his schoolwork, and he can't show up when it really counts. So he does the most human thing ever. He quits. Spider-Man is no more. You'd think this decision would make his life worse in order to further prove that being Spider-Man is great, but it doesn't. It gets so much better. He can make it to school on time, hold down a job, finally get a girlfriend, but he chooses to be Spider-Man anyway. Why? Well, it's because of 2 scenes that embody 2 aspects, guilt and promise. For starters, let's do guilt. Every time Peter is reminded of mortality, he's reminded of how he felt when Uncle Ben died. That's why the precursor to all the normal man scenes is this heartbreaking moment.
No, Uncle Ben. I'm just Peter Parker.
Overall, why would you want anyone to go through the same pain, turmoil, and anguish that he went through? He has the power to stop it. He tries to stop it. Sometimes it isn't enough, but he'll keep trying anyway, so that way one day he can maybe forgive himself for not being able to save the one person that meant the world to him. You know what makes me sad? What keeps me up at night? In the comics, it's not until Peter's last moments is he able to finally forgive himself for not saving Uncle Ben. Life story, Ultimate Spider-Man, both end with him finally being able to forgive himself. That's the guilt that stops him from quitting, but a hero that's forged in guilt is just kind of sad, so we have to look at the second reason, promise. One thing that I think Jon Watts never got right is that New York is a massive part of Spider-Man's character. Matter of fact, it's integral. People joke about the extras in this movie, and yeah, they are funny, but the people of New York might as well be a secondary character. Spider-Man continually saves them from harm, but he's also being perpetually shit on by them. He has to deliver photos of himself to a news organization that absolutely slanders him. He has to live in a place run by a landlord that is just straight up dogging him, and she wouldn't let him be 30 seconds late on this delivery. Nevertheless, he's willing to sacrifice everything for them because he believes in leading by example. The self-sacrificing nature of Peter Parker echoes throughout the city. It almost feels like it goes unnoticed sometimes, but it's this moment right here that embodies everything that Spider-Man works towards. Every one of these New Yorkers sees the pain this man just went through to save them, and they all collectively decide to return the favor, to stand up against Doc Ock and exhibit that self-sacrificing human nature that Peter Parker has always exhibited, because there's a hero in all of us.
Spectacular, spectacular, spectacular.
If I'm being honest, I made this video just to show you this one moment from Amazing Fantasy number 1000 that I just kind of fell in love with. So, alright, I'm gonna set the stage real quick. okay? Spider-Man is talking to dozens of spider people and he just lays out how much his life sucks, and he asks one simple question: why can't he catch a break? One of the spider people replies, "You really want to know why bad things keep happening to you? It's not because of something you did or something you're doing wrong, and it sure ain't bad luck. You put yourself in the center of the storm every day, Peter, so complaining about the wind won't do you any good. Want to know how long you're going to suffer?" To which Peter replies, I think I know. And then he says, of course you do, and you'll hold on for as long as it takes, for as long as they need you to. When you fall, you'll get up every time. Why? Because you're Spider-Man. And if that's not some top dog shit right there.